Okay, volume, mic's good. Can you all hear me now? Because I accidentally, for some reason, I didn't turn on my mic correctly. So I just want to make sure you all can hear me. It says I have 6 people watching throughout both platforms. Anyone there? Spiders Prime says yes. Okay, I was about to wonder. It's like, I know this is not the most well-liked MCU movie, but did everyone just say, no, we're not going to do this one. We're going to leave you on your own, Alexander. So yes, we got 6 people. I see we got 1 person watching on Twitch, the thing on my phone. And now 3 people are watching. Man, y'all really hate this movie, do you? Yeah, I'm not too big a fan of it myself, but whatever. William Clark in the chat says hello. Okay, I had to turn on my Switch. Yeah, only 2 people are watching on YouTube, 1 person watching on Twitch. Hopefully that number will grow, but if not, then I'll have to hope for Thursday when we get to the movie that everyone wants to see. And clearly the better one, Winter Soldier. But right now we're on Thor the Dark World. I want to welcome all of you. If you're watching this in post or live, welcome. If you're watching this on YouTube and you're not following me on Twitch, that is twitch.tv/RealMrRobinson. I stream every Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Tuesday and Thursdays are reserved for these watch parties. Saturday and Sunday are reserved for gaming. If you are watching me on Twitch, but you are not subscribed to me on YouTube, that is youtube.com/TheRealMrRobinson. I try to post reviews for movies, TV shows, and other forms of entertainment at least 2 or 3 times a week. And I would actually recommend, for those of you who are watching this on YouTube and you have a Twitch account, bring up your Twitch account as well and watch it through Twitch, because one of my goals is try to get to Twitch affiliate. And I think I need to have like an average of 3 people watching or 5 people interacting with each other in the chat. So the closer we get to Twitch affiliate, the better off that will be. We have a new person here. I don't think I've seen you around in YouTube or the chat or Twitch. Infinite Apex. Is he a fan? Are you referring to me? No, I'm not a fan of this movie at all. It's my, like Spiders Prime, it's my second least favorite movie in the MCU. I might like, it goes back and forth. I might like Iron Man 2 a little less than this, but this is the MCU movie that really I almost have no memory of. Like, every time I think of this movie, I'm like, oh yeah, it exists. And this is honestly the first time after I've seen this movie after Endgame came out. So I have no idea if what people say about Endgame making this movie better is true or not. We'll put that to the test. And one last thing, if you are following me or subscribe to me on either platform and you really like what I'm doing, you can head over to patreon.com/RealMrRobinson. I think the Real Mr. Robinson. And I have links to, and you can get cool bonus content. But if you are not, if you can't support me financially, that's totally fine. Just subscribing to me on YouTube or following me on Twitch is good enough. So it's 6 people. I think we'll just get things going right now. Once again, I do not expect, I'm hoping more people come in. But also, ever since The Incredible Hulk, I need to keep asking you guys to keep me informed of when things go wrong in terms of these watch parties. I want to make sure I'm doing well on YouTube's end. Okay, it says I'm doing well. Yeah, 5 people watching. All right, we'll just get things started right now. Again, you need to keep, just let me know if whenever the stream works. And we're going to kick things off right now. I'm going to push the play button, starting with the Marvel logo right now. Like, this is the first MCU movie without either the Paramount logo or the Universal logo, and Marvel actually had their own fanfare. And I like the one Michael Giacchino scored for the Phase 3 movies rather than this one that Brian Tyler scored. Ethan Ethan Leo, hey guys, stumbled across this channel yesterday watching your Kong movies ranking. I'm a huge MCU fan. Well, welcome. Glad you for you to discover the channel, and glad you could join us on the worst of the MCU films. Even though I'm a huge fan myself. Daquan Tate, welcome. I'm doing well myself. Yeah, I don't get this plan at all. Like, is this simply just to destroy the world or to bring it into darkness? I don't know. I've never gotten Malekith's plan. Like, yeah, it's like Ivan Vanko might be the most petty MCU villain, but Malekith is such a non-villain. Hmm. Rye Guy 2015, welcome. I'm doing all right. Yeah, let's wait for a certain Mad Titan to figure out a way to destroy the ether. Daquan Tate on YouTube says Thor: The Dark World could have been better if it had a better plot and cut out the BS. Yeah, and if this movie had been directed by Patty Jenkins as the original plan was supposed to go, then maybe this could have been a better movie. Oh, by the way, this was not planned, but we are doing this live watch party on Tom Hiddleston's birthday. So that is such a major coincidence. Yeah, like they just got a completely different throne room, a completely different look for Asgard, because someone was like, let's make it look more like Game of Thrones. Your birthright. like, like I don't know about Anthony Hopkins in this movie. Like, I don't know. There are some points in this movie where Anthony Hopkins, sometimes he's really over the top, but other times it just seems like he's sleepwalking through this whole movie. There's a Democrat cleaning up the mess Republicans made jokes somewhere, but I'm not gonna make it. Uh, okay, where was it? MCU movies are the MCU movies are more like consistent and better in terms of like their world building. But the best MCU movie isn't as good as the first Godzilla, but they're, in a way, I feel like they're just two completely different franchises that you really, and Godzilla's had more history, so it's hard to compare them. Yeah, here's something that I don't think a lot of people give this series credit for, or at least in terms of the Thor solo movies. We slowly get to see, ever since the first Avengers, we slowly get to see the Thor that we would end up seeing in Thor Ragnarok, where he's definitely more comedic and more humorous and doesn't have as much Shakespearean dialogue. Come here, you. Oh yeah, Zachary Levi just showed up here. Uh, yeah, the Game of Thrones look is a lot better. Like, it's less shiny and I don't know. Hey man, my name's Gorg. Me here to fight you. Let's get this over with, man. You think you're the god of thunder? Well, I'm the god of rocks. Well, actually, not technically a god, but I try to. I ain't surrendering at all, man. I'm sorry. Yeah, I just had to do the Taika Waititi Korg voice. Yeah, there's no MCU movie that I hated, but there's no MCU movie that I can say I hate. It's just this and Iron Man 2 are the only two movies that I think are just okay. Um, all the other MCU movies for me range from good to great to perfection. And somebody mentioned in the chat, love for a Harry Potter watch party from Ethan Leo Lau. Is that how you pronounce it? Liu. After I do the Marvel Cinematic Universe, I'm going to be doing the Skywalker saga for Star Wars, and then finishing with the Harry Potter films, the 8 Harry Potter films. Yeah, this Asgard definitely looks better, and no Dutch angles. That's a good thing. And I feel like it's clear that ever since they hired Alan Taylor to direct this, they wanted to have it give it a Game of Thrones look to it, especially since he directed a couple episodes. And everyone else who isn't in the movie is like, yes, Thor, go for Sif, not Jane Foster. But then again, since she's coming back in Thor: Love and Thunder, and she's gonna be Thor herself, we'll see how they play her out. God, he is like, I know it's like not just Chris Evans, but every like guy, a male actor in the MCU. It really is. It really like the workout routine they have to do is just ridiculous. Meanwhile, on Earth, oh yeah, I forgot he was in the MCU. That really goes to show how forgettable this movie is. Uh, To Kiri on Twitch says, "Sup, man? Hello there." Will and Clark says, "If you were Chris Hemsworth, wouldn't you be at this point kind of bored with the role?" Yeah, at this point, and I think Chris Hemsworth has talked about how this character is not okay. Anyway, sorry. Yeah, like I think Chris Hemsworth has talked about at this point in the franchise. Um, like Thor just kind of got boring. That's why Thor Ragnarok was such a breath of fresh air, and he's talked about how it was just great to play Thor in that movie, and in how Taika Waititi just brought so much. DC or Marvel says first of all, to Kiri on Twitch says, "Are you watching a Thor movie?" Yes, Thor: The Dark World, and you can if you want to join in. Since I can't actually show the movie here due to copyright policies, you can pull up the movie on Disney Plus and just find it through the timestamp here. Anyway, Infinite Apex says DC versus Marvel. Marvel for the movies, DC for the animated stuff. Because Marvel definitely makes the infinitely better movies than DC does. Even with the stuff that I love, like Wonder Woman, Birds of Prey, and the Dark Knight movies. But DC is just so much better with the animated stuff. I've started watching Justice League on HBO Max. Yeah, the Bruce Timm Justice League series, and I'm loving it. And I love Harley Quinn. Okay. When I did my watch party for the first Thor movie, it was literally the night before the WandaVision episode where Darcy came back. Now that we've had 2 episodes featuring Darcy. Oh Jesus, this part. Yeah, it's like when here's the thing. When people criticize the MCU for being too humorous, this is one of those instances where I'm on board with those criticisms, because this movie, like, it tries to be more dark, more serious, but all the really goofy comedy just doesn't work. As I was saying with Darcy Lewis, I'm so glad that she's turned around in Thor, in WandaVision, because I don't know, I really don't like her in this movie, but yeah, thank God for WandaVision, because I've grown to like Darcy in that series. DeQuantate asks 2 separate questions. What is your favorite Marvel storyline from the comics and storyline from DC Comics? That, unfortunately, is a question I can't really answer, because I don't read that many comic stories, and the ones I've mostly read Marvel stuff, like Extremis, Winter Soldier. I read the Ultimate, the Spider-Man story from 2012, where the Ultimate Spider-Man stories where they killed off Peter Parker and then introduced Miles Morales. And as for DC, I've only read a little bit of Nightfall. And I've recently picked up Watchmen, and I'm about to read that for the first time, because I'm going to be reviewing Zack Snyder's Watchmen in prep for Justice League next month, and I'd like to read the original source material. That bottle is like, I've been falling for 30 minutes. Wait, what did she just throw? What version of Watchmen will I be watching? Well, I'm going to be rewatching Zack Snyder's movie, because I haven't seen it since I have not seen it since it came out in theaters in 2009. And it's Yeah, the whole joke of Darcy's intern is so stupid. Um, so I'll be watching Zack Snyder's Watchmen, rewatching it, but I'm also gonna be watching the HBO limited series because everyone's been telling me how great that is. I'm like, well, I'll give it a shot, and it is an Emmy award-winning series. Geordie Underground, hello there. And also, Gzilla100, you say your comment says, "What Verizon of Watchmen will you be watching?" Not Virgin. Don't mind me, folks. I'm just looking at the Twitch feed on my phone to make sure it's still running smoothly. Because again, after the Incredible Hulk kept fucking up several times, I'm just paranoid about what'll happen. Ah! Way to go, Jane. She's pulled a Prometheus. You see some weird thing that you know you shouldn't be touching, but you go ahead and touch it anyway. Someone's awake. Oh, you're talking about which version of Zack Snyder's Watchmen? I'm I am going to be watching the theatrical cut because that's the only one that's available on HBO Max. And considering that I think the ultimate cut of Batman vs Superman is worse than the theatrical cut, I don't feel confident. I just don't want to commit to watching a 3 or 3.5 hour cut of a movie that I thought was mediocre at best when I first saw it. Have I seen Ash vs. Evil Dead on Netflix? No, I haven't, but I really want to because I love the Evil Dead movies, especially the second one. Doctor, we are awakened for unknown reasons. Just like, yeah, because for those of you that don't know this, Christopher Eccleston, who plays Malekith, was a doctor in Doctor Who. Someone out there seriously launching fireworks? Randomly launching fireworks in the middle of the day is so 2020. Let's leave that shit alone. Uh, I left for a second, especially the second one. What? The second Godfather? I don't understand that question. I have seen I've not seen the Age of Resistance Dark Crystal series on Netflix, but I've seen snippets of the original Dark Crystal when I watched the when I took a Muppet course in college. So wait, who's? How is this possible? Like, maybe I'm asking too much, but I don't know. This rain effect. Like, is Thor doing this? Is Heimdall? Smack. Smack. Uh, if you're asking, Jordy Underground. By the way, that's a really that's a funny name, and I mean that in the best way possible. If you're asking me if I've seen The Godfather Part Two, yes, I have. I've seen. For those of you who might be new to this channel, first of all, I do recommend that you subscribe to the channel. But also, I did a video where I talked about the 10 classic movies that I discovered for the first time last year that I loved because, the pandemic shut theaters down. I guess we'll never know the answer to that question. I have seen the Jim Henson series, The Dinosaur or Dinosaurs, and I think it's really funny, with the most fucking depressing ending ever. You really want to deal with me? Taking you home. um, do I have any reviews, rankings on the Transformers series? I know it's not everyone's favorite, but there are a few good ones in my opinion. I have reviewed Age of Extinction. I have reviewed Bumblebee. I reviewed the 1986 animated movie, but I have not ranked the Transformers movies. So those are the only Transformers videos that I have. So many people. I find it funny that so many people thought that Heimdall was the key to the Soul Stone, and it's like, no, no, he wasn't. Like, just because of that little orange thing on his chest. Yeah, Godfather Part 2 is great, although I did end up watching it. It had to take me 2 days to watch it because I own the movie on Blu-ray, but I had to dig it out in order to watch it. So I ended up watching it with my mom on AMC. And because of all the commercial breaks, it was late when we were first watching it. So we were like, oh, it's playing again tomorrow afternoon? We'll just finish it tomorrow afternoon. But yeah, it's fantastic. Yeah, I just don't. I'm not fond of the Thor Jane romance either. I mean, I will say this: it is not the worst geek fandom romance that Natalie Portman has been involved with. Because, yeah, the romance here is definitely better than the prequels. Wow. I'm the baby, gotta love me. Godfather Coda, is that the supercut of parts 1 and 2? Because if it is, I maybe saw the first hour of it. I haven't seen the whole thing. Oh, hey, that's a book straight out of Harry Potter. Where it's just moving pictures. I did watch Labyrinth during my Muppet college course, and I don't love it. I like it, but again I mm, to be fair, uh, like I didn't remember that much of it, and it was sort of like a first watching it for the first time. It was one of those things where I was like, I've heard so many great things about it that I feel kind of let down, but I'm willing to give it another shot. Like I know Clark Wolf, who's been on the Schmodown, um, DC Universe, the app, and the that show. She adores Labyrinth. This is because I'm such a theme park nerd. I feel like I have to point out that this plot of the dark elves trying to conjure this evil plan with like when the nine realms are aligned, that's a plot taken straight out of Revenge of the Mummy the ride, where the planets align and that brings Imhotep back to life again. You don't pay attention to the plot in Revenge of the Mummy, but that's what they marketed the ride as in terms of an actual story. Oh, the new edit of Part 3. Okay. I actually have not seen either version of Godfather Part 3. I own the original version on Blu-ray, but the I have not I've not seen either version. Yeah, he doesn't look suspicious at all. Well, I guess he's supposed to be a prisoner. Okay, so for those of you, here's a question. Because I'm actually seeing a lot of new names in the chat. Uh, how did you discover my channel? Like, what video did you first see in terms of my YouTube channel? I know somebody mentioned the my ranking of all the King Kong movies, but I want to hear from everyone else who's new. Yeah, for as boring as Thor: The Dark World can be, This part, the whole segment with Frigga and Loki is definitely the most powerful. Yeah, Asgard looks so much better in this movie. And I feel like even though this is definitely a lesser movie than the first Thor, it is they do develop Asgard a little more as a place. Okay, so I got found through so Ethan Lau found me through you're the one who found me through my King Kong ranking video. And I actually last year I was planning to do a Godzilla ranking video, but I think since we're getting closer to Godzilla versus Kong, it's probably better that I just wait until that movie comes out before I do it. There was an okay. Uh, so okay, question for all from Gzilla 100, and anyone who's watching this stream, you can answer this question however you like as well. Is Darkseid and Snyder Cut going to be in the movie, or will it just be a dream? I have no idea, honestly. To be like, I have no idea. To be honest, I don't give a damn. Um, because Snyder has indicated that he's going to do more of those nightmare sequences, which we're already at Justice League, so you don't need to do them anymore. Um, and Darkseid just looks like a turd. So I don't know what's gonna happen. It's you know like I'm trying to avoid talking about the Snyder Cut until it actually comes out. For as much as for all the visuals, like the CGI effects that the series likes to do, I do like how uh, is it the Cursed? This guy, that it's pretty much just a man in a suit, like the Predator. Like he looks like a mutated Predator, honestly. Jordy, Jordy Underground. I still love that name. No problem with answer like doing a late reply to my question. But definitely thank you for the subscription. Thank you for subscribing to me on YouTube. Yeah, that advice Loki just gave Curse. Thank you, Spiders Prime. That's gonna cost him. And now during this battle, yeah, somewhere in the palace during this whole battle, Fat Thor and Rocket are running around trying to get the Reality Stone. Okay, there's some funny moments in this movie, and that's one of them. Again, going back to how slowly we get to see the evolution of the Thor we would see in Ragnarok and beyond. Yeah, that, like right there, even in the trailer, that shot is supposed to indicate that there's some uh, jealousy from Sif towards Jane Foster, and yet no, nothing of that ever happens. It's like, yeah, I might be blind, but you can't. Like, I see everything. It's cool to see Heimdall be a badass, beyond just being Asgard's doorman. Which is that? I'm not gonna delve into that rabbit hole. Yeah, I feel this. I felt the same way when I first saw this movie, Jordy, because I mean, I didn't. The crowd I saw it with actually wasn't that big because I was in Santa Cruz, which is typically a small college town, and it was like at night, so there, and everyone, you could just feel the aura that this was not all that great. And even when this movie came out, I was like, yeah, I might be giving up on the MCU because this was pretty mediocre. And then, of course, Winter Soldier came out and kicked everyone's ass, and that was pretty much the big like booster shot that everyone needed, which we will do Thursday. And I'm goddamn excited to be doing Winter Soldier again. Lasers everywhere. Oh yeah, Santa Cruz is a great town. Like really, if millennials had the ability and the financial security to actually retire, Santa Cruz is where I would retire later in life. But unless things get straightened out, I don't see myself ever retiring. But then again, if I retire, that means I just stop doing these, and I don't want to stop doing these. YouTube and Twitch. Yeah, the Captain America trilogy is hands down the best. And it's not even a question. And I guess you could count. No, you wouldn't count the Avengers as a trilogy. Even though I guess some people can make the argument that Infinity War and Endgame are just one 4.5 hour long movie. It's a miracle that A, no dark elves died in that ship, and B, the entire structure didn't come crumbling down. Uh, Volume 3 hasn't been made yet, so we'll have to wait and see what the result is. But right now, with two great Guardians of the Galaxy movies, I think, um, that might end up being a great trilogy when Volume 3 comes out. You know, when that like black hole grenade came up, which Jesus, that's kind of brutal. The first thing I thought was, oh hey, look, it's the black hole grenade from Transformers: Fall of Cybertron. Symbolism. Yeah, we'll get to Age of Ultron. Actually, 2 Thursdays from today. Uh, yeah, the thing about Age of Ultron is that it's not. I don't think it's bad at all. It's just obviously not the best of the trilogy. The trilogy of the Avengers films. Yeah, a lot of people complained about Malekith like being such a lame villain that he gets overpowered by Frigga. And that's one way of looking at it, but I prefer to look at it as Frigga gets a chance to actually be a badass. Like child, she's a again like with the Incredible Hulk, she's a grown woman. And now Malekith has permanent Jaws 2 shark face. Oh, sorry to see you go, Turner Jenkins. But yeah, be here for Captain America the Winter Soldier, because I'm sure that'll definitely be much better than this. Yeah, this is probably the element that I think makes For the Dark World slightly better than Iron Man 2. Because with Iron Man 2, there's really nothing in that movie that I can see as emotionally powerful. The closest is probably when Howard Stark has that message for Tony in the film. But this is definitely more impactful. And even in the theaters, even when I saw this in theaters, and I just kind of had a meh vibe on the movie, this part really hit. Oh yeah, that's right. His face does have that burnt look in the comics. Yeah, again for all this movie's problems, this scene really this scene is an A+ scene. Like it's the for me it's the equivalent of the Batman warehouse scene in BVS, where BVS is a terrible, god awful movie, but there's that one scene that you can look at and go, yeah, this is good. Oh, by the way, I love how in Thor Ragnarok, this part of the music is sung by that Asgardian a cappella choir during the fake play. Yeah, it's like right there. No, there's no dialogue, but it's like we know that guard came there to tell Loki that Frigga is dead, and his reaction to it. And now we're back to the goofy shit. Hello, King Raiko. Are you talking about when Pepper kills Aldrich Killian in Iron Man 3? Or were you there for that? I don't remember. We see you. Ah, bummer. Yeah, I feel like this movie would have benefited more had I guess after Wonder Woman 1984 it'd be harder to make this claim. But just given the first Wonder Woman, I think this movie would have been better had Patty Jenkins been the director. Yeah, yeah, he Anthony Hopkins is so over the top. Uh I I like Wonder Woman 1984 for a lot of very barebone reasons. I watching it a second time, I acknowledge that it's not a great movie, and there are a lot of problems where I'm like, there are a lot of things that people brought up that are problems. I'm like, ooh, yeah, that's problematic, but I don't think it deserves the hate that it's gotten. But that's just me. Jesus. Yeah, somebody in the chat said, yeah, Thor: The Dark World from King Raiko says one of the MCU films that have given some audiences major grievance with its humor. And yeah, this moment, I feel like that moment with Eric Selvig running around naked really encompasses that. I guess my cat had a nightmare. She was like, she suddenly just woke up. I want to make something perfectly clear. They're two completely different movies, but I will say that The Godfather Part 2 is infinitely, like 10 billion light years better than Wonder Woman 1984. Hell, I'd even say this movie and Iron Man 2 are better than Wonder Woman 1984. William Clark asks on YouTube asks, did the Tesseract do something to Eric's mind, or something to cause him to go loony? Um, I think it would be more the scepter, because the scepter contains the Mind Stone. Yes. The best part of this movie, we of course have to get him out. Yeah, it's like Loki really got hit hard by, like, he just feels guilt over what happened. Um, Thoughts on Space Jam 2 coming out? Um, it's been a while since I've seen the first Space Jam, but I remember liking it okay. I don't really have high hopes for this second. I don't have high hopes for the second movie, but who knows? We'll see what happens. I need to see a trailer before I actually can say how I feel. Yeah, that was a pointless. No, I mean that's something that Loki would do, especially since we saw later we ended up seeing Loki um, imitate Cap on my way down. On my way down to coordinate search and rescue. Okay. The reason I'm pulling up my Switch is because it's a better way for me to check the stream on YouTube's end rather than just pull up Safari, because I need to keep my computer's battery alive. And for some reason, my computer battery is not the strongest. Slap. Right, I've seen the video of Tom Hiddleston doing a impression of I've seen the video of Tom Hiddleston impersonating um, Alan Rickman in the Avengers gag reel. But I know in the deleted scenes they show they put Tom Hiddleston in the Captain America suit. Any thoughts on the upcoming Tom and Jerry movie? Confusion more than anything. Because really, looking at it, it reminds me of that really weird direct-to-DVD Woody Woodpecker movie that Universal made. Like, you can't really make a decision on whether you want to do this. It's like you can't really make a decision on whether you want to make Tom and Jerry actual live action, or you just want to do a Roger Rabbit and put them in put their animated forms in a live action setting. Like it's weird. I I don't think it'll. I don't think it's gonna be good at all. But I just hope at the very least they don't make Tom and Jerry talk like they did in that first movie. Because, yeah, that first Tom and Jerry movie, I remember watching on DVD, and I'm like, why are they talking? This feels so wrong. All right, you got this, Thor. It's just another spaceship. And there's more damage. Yeah, Loki really is the best part about this movie. Outside of Frigga's death. uh, William Clark says, I always felt their direct-to-DVD films are hit and miss. The only one I've seen is Tom and Jerry and Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, and that's only because Double Toasted was hosting a drunk watch party for it on their site. So that's the only reason I even saw it, and it's so bizarre. Yeah, so weird that Zachary Levi shows up in this movie, and then all of a sudden, um, after his character gets killed in Thor Ragnarok, he pops up 2 years later as Shazam, or DC's Captain Marvel, if you want to be specific. No, I will not be reviewing the original Tom and Jerry movie. Um, and it's actually more because I don't have the time to watch and review it again. Like I'm already so busy with so many other reviews, and now that I'm streaming on Twitch, that's just made my workload even heavier. So I will not be watching it. I've seen a handful of Studio Ghibli films. I've seen Spirited Away, which I haven't seen in a long time. I have seen The Wind Rises, and I've seen Howl's Moving Castle, though I don't remember it that often. Just a random ADR insertion of Loki going ta-da. Yeah, I gotta say, I barely remember this movie, and the stuff that actually does pop up feels very underwhelming. Yeah, this argue like yeah, Frigga really is the most important part of this movie, even in death. So in these angles, in these scenes, I can kind of see how people say that Endgame enhances Thor: The Dark World, but only in the sense that Thor finally gets to say goodbye to his mother, in the way Tony Stark was able to say goodbye to his father. The rest of the movie, though, is still kind of meh. Who is that actor? Like, I feel like I hope he's gone on to do other things. And on Twitch, I still have one person watching. Hopefully, that number will jump up with Captain America: Winter Soldier. Because honestly, like, I didn't expect a whole lot of people to join in with this particular movie, but I'm hoping that that jumps up with Thor: The Dark World. Oh yeah, that's right. I was gonna look up if this actor went on to do anything else. Yeah, William Clark on YouTube said it best. The thing that makes Selvig's lunacy a bit baffling is that he was doing okay at the end of the first Avengers, and that's true. Okay, let me look up Thor: The Dark World. Let me see if Darcy's intern went on to do other stuff, or if he's been in other things prior to this. Um, Jonathan Howard. Let me see. Okay, uh, he appeared in Downton Abbey in the series 4. He was a soldier in World War Z the same year that this came out. Uh, he was in Godzilla King of the Monsters as Asher Asher Jonah. I don't know who that is. So he pop. It seems like he pops up in bit roles. Yeah, the the uh the home of the Dark Elves is just so boring. And of course, no. It's easy to buy into all that. It's easy to buy into all that because Loki makes for a much more compelling villain than Malekith. But I still there's still like very little investment in this movie. Yeah, there's a lot of Thor sure put in a lot of trust to Loki. Of course, it didn't work. Yeah, this again. I don't. I'm try. I'm trying here. like this is. Yeah, again, like Iron Man 2 has bits that I don't know, like yeah, again, it's like I'm seriously trying to I'm trying to give a damn what's going on here. So sorry if I just completely blank out on saying anything. Where's your hammer, Thor? Yeah, they could have rolled out of the way. Okay, show of hands in the chat, even though I physically can't see them. Raise your hand if you believed for a second that Loki was dead here. Yeah, that's a horrible way to go. How long has this movie been going on for? Oh, I have a timer right there. I don't know why I have to check it on the TV. Okay, I guess I want to check how much longer of this movie is there. Oh, it's 30 minutes. Yeah, I will say, at least this isn't a long movie. I'm sorry, that was not the intended reaction. Oh, Spiders Prime says no and says Loki's death scene, but death is in quotations. Ethan Lau says so obvious he was faking it. William Clark raises his hand. So, and yeah, this was a problem because this was the third movie in a row where a major character dies. I mean, Coulson's made sense because it made sense story wise because it was to actually rally the Avengers together. Peppers was kind of, I don't know. Peppers was kind of, yeah. Pepper's death was telegraphed, but you but people thought that can't happen. This death was like, no, we see it coming. We know he's not dead. And as great as Winter Soldier is, by the time we got to that moment where they killed Nick Fury, but then it's revealed that he's not dead, I'm like, Okay, you need to stop this. You need to shake things up a bit, huh? Yeah, yeah, at that point, like Loki had faked his death so many times, I could see how like this death meant nothing. But I mean, in Infinity, so I can see why some people initially thought he wasn't dead in Infinity War, but no, Infinity War made it perfectly clear that no, Loki is dead. Even Thanos had to come out and say no resurrections this time. Um, and yeah, so basically, and the Loki that we're getting in the Disney Plus series is Loki from another timeline. Okay, I will defend that visual gag where Thor just hangs Mjolnir on a coat rack. Like that, I will defend as probably the funniest part of the movie. Yeah, the Dark World is just such a boring world. And that point, it's like, yeah, you could like we saw the magic happening. We know Loki is alive. And now I'm gonna take your ass straight to an old folks' home in New York City. Yeah, here's I was today I was listening to Junk Food Cinema's episode of Captain America: The Winter Soldier, and C. Robert Cargill talks about how like the Marvel creatives at the time this movie came out, and at the time like basically in Phase One and Phase Two of the MCU, they he talks about how the Marvel creative team didn't think audiences would accept magic or time travel. So with this whole scientific talk about yeah, yeah, trying to make these elements based on a scientific manner rather than a magical one just left me so confused. So I never understood how this plot even worked out. And then he talks about once the Marvel creative team just broke up and Kevin Feige took over completely, um, they allowed more magical elements, including time travel. Yeah, run. I do like how this looks like some like when you watch the trailers, this looks like something that should have required the Avengers to handle. But I like how with Iron Man 3, Thor the Dark World, and Captain America the Winter Soldier, they all established like, look, these are elements that like you don't need the Avengers to handle. Like every hero is perfectly capable of handling these problems on their own. Yeah, such a lame villain. William Clark on YouTube says, I hope someday they bring Selvig back. I feel like an appearance in an MCU show will help a lot. I don't know where he'd fit in though. That's the weird thing. I like those tiny British cars. So here's a hypothetical question. Since since Darcy is at this stage an actual doctor, no longer an intern, um, what became of her intern? Like, is he still technically an intern, or did he go off and do something else? Yeah, this is. I mean, I'll give this finale points for creativity. Yeah, like I said, I will give this finale points for creativity. I just wish I could get a better grasp of what was going on. And now we're back on Earth. Back in the boring ass dark world. Yeah, I feel like I chuckled at that, but I feel like Taika Waititi would have made something like that work. Or are those phantoms? No, those aren't. Okay, yeah, I don't know what those planes are. And now we're in Frost Giants world, which still looks the same from the first Thor, so that's and that Frost Giant monster definitely looks better than the first Thor. Yeah, that dude's dead. Yeah, there's a time and place. There's a time and place for humor, and all the MCU movies afterwards um, managed to make it work. But this movie just really did not. This movie did not have a grasp on how to blend humor with serious moments. I'm gonna check how my Twitch stream is doing on YouTube's end. I feel like it's doing good. If number of viewers haven't gone down. Yeah, still doing good. Where did Mjolnir go? Like shouldn't he be calling it back? All right, so that's two Empire Strikes Back references where someone loses their hand in this movie, or arm in Malekith's case. Okay, there's Mjolnir. Yeah, again, it goes to show you how forgettable this movie is. William Clark says, I was watching this 3 hour film called Magnolia, and I buy frogs falling from the sky compared to the climax here. Oh, really? I haven't seen Magnolia. That's not the movie with Kirsten Dunst in it, is it? Because I feel like I may have heard about that movie. You poor bastard, Malekith. Yeah, I know. Basically, a giant blade falled onto him. Like it was a ship, but it was also a blade that I think sliced Malekith into two if it didn't crush him. But for some reason, it wasn't satisfying to watch. Like, what's her name? What's Hela? Yeah, Hela from Thor Ragnarok. Seeing her get obliterated by Surtur's sword is more satisfying. Yeah, Anthony Hopkins just looks tired. It looks like he doesn't want to be here at all. Yeah, we've never seen. Yeah, we've seen Odin sit on that throne. He does not sit like that, which might be a clue. And of course, like there's a reason he can't accept it. Yeah, of course. I'm grateful to be done with this movie, honestly. It's not terrible. It's mediocre. Spider's Prime says, "I'm not dead yet." These end credit cards are really cool though. Which I feel like this is a trap. Like if you heard this music and you walked into the yeah, if you heard this music and then walked into this movie seeing these title cards in the credits, you might be tempted to see this. So that's a fine trick to pull on people. So I got a question for you guys. You could just say simple yes or no, and I know there's not many people in the chat, but do you really want to stick around to the last stinger in this movie? Like we'll see the mid-credit stinger since it's important, but do you really want to like sit through the entire credits to watch the last stinger? Because I honestly don't want to, but I'll leave that up to you guys. Chris O'Dowd, that's who that is. Spider-Verse Prime says yes. William Clark says no. All right, so we got a tie as of now. I feel like the rest of you are just not going to answer to delay it. To delay it, and then we're just going to end up watching it anyway. Like, holy crap, this scene actually has more color to it. Probably because this scene was directed by James Gunn. So that's why it looks different. See, this is the, like, I feel like this scene is the only reason Thor the Dark World even comes up in conversation, because it's the movie that set up the Infinity Stones, even though they were renamed from Infinity Gems, I believe. So yeah, this set the groundwork for the Infinity War, which would come up. We'd have to wait 5 years after this movie. So yeah, I feel like that's the only reason. This movie even comes up in conversation, because of that stinger that sets up Infinity War. DeQuantate says, this movie still could have been better. Then again, there are worse sequels. Oh, absolutely. This isn't even among the, let's see, in terms of movies that came out. 2013 was a pretty mediocre year, at least for me personally. The summer was pretty mediocre. You had Iron Man 3, which I like a lot, so that might be the best movie that came out this summer. Pacific Rim was good, but it was definitely cheesy. Man of Steel, I think, is okay, but not great. Star Trek Into Darkness was good, except for the way it ended, which was terrible. After Earth was awful. Hangover 3 was unwatchable. Fast and Furious 6 was stupid, but it was definitely enjoyable. The Wolverine was kind of underwhelming. I see, with Mission Impossible, I don't feel like they got better until you got to the third movie, because the first Mission Impossible movie, I thought was it was fun, but it definitely was kind of underwhelming. 2 is terrible. 3 was good. And then 4, 5, and 6 are the best ones. Okay, so how long do we have in terms of credits? You know what? We'll just sit through them. I'll give the rundown. We don't have enough people online to do a Twitch raid, so I think we'll just do it Thursday. I'm hoping there are more people on Thursday when we do Winter Soldier. So anyway, thank you for joining me with Thor: The Dark World. Definitely a lesser movie. Wow, we got a lot of there are a lot of people I'm following on Twitch that are online. I so want to do a raid, but I don't think we have enough people to warrant a raid. I'm just gonna go to the channel, to my channel, see what it says. 2 people are watching me on Twitch. I don't know, guys. Do you want to do a raid? Because if you head over to twitch.tv/Real Mr. Robinson, then we could do one. But if not, then you know what? We'll save it for Thursday. We'll save it for Thursday when we do Winter Soldier. So anyway, as I was saying, thank you guys for joining me for Thor: The Dark World. Such a forgettable movie that I forgot the title. If you're following me, if you subscribe to me on YouTube, but you do not follow me on Twitch, that is twitch.tv/Real Mr. Robinson. I will pull it up on YouTube. I will pull up the YouTube link and give you guys who are watching this on YouTube the link. That way you can follow me on Twitch. There you go. There's a link for Twitch on the YouTube page. If you're following me on Twitch, but you do not subscribe to me on YouTube, that is youtube.com/The Real Mr. Robinson. Let me put that in the Twitch link for you guys. If you're watching this on Twitch, there you go. Yeah, make sure you follow me on either link. Yeah, make sure you follow me on either page. On Twitch, I stream 4 times a week. Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Saturday and Sunday are reserved for gaming. Tuesday and Thursday are reserved for watch parties. And this Thursday, we'll be doing Captain America: The Winter Soldier on both YouTube and Twitch. And as for YouTube, I put out at least 2 to 3 videos a week. Mostly they're movie reviews, but I also will do some other movie-related videos. Or TV stuff. And if you really like what I'm doing with YouTube or Twitch and you want to help support financially, you can go to patreon.com/Real Mr. Robinson. We're at the stinger already. Yeah, kind of a lame stinger when you think about it. Yeah, it's so corny. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think that's not Natalie Portman. I think that's Chris Hemsworth's actual wife, who was in Fast 5, Fast and Furious 6, Furious 7, and Fate of the Furious as Hobbs' right-hand woman. So I could be wrong on that. Daquan Tate says, I will watch this movie over any terrible movie sequels. Yeah. Again, I will say this right now before we end it. This might be the worst of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but it is still better than the worst of the DC Extended Universe, and I will stand by that statement. Yeah, it's for Patreon. Okay, I gotta find a way to actually post more on. Yeah, I gotta find a way to post more on. Post through Streamlabs so I can post to both YouTube and Twitch. So I'm gonna try working on that and getting that ready for the Winter Soldier watch party. But that is patreon.com/the real Mr. Robinson. If you want to help support me financially in any sort of capacity. But if you cannot help support financially, then that's totally okay. Just following me on YouTube or Twitch is good enough. So yeah, tune in Thursday. We will be doing Captain America: The Winter Soldier, a much better movie than The Dark World. I'm psyched for it. I'm hoping for a bigger turnout than what we got here. But anyway, hope you all have a good night. Till then, this is the real Mr. Robinson telling you there's only one.